Welcome back to the channel, automotive enthusiasts. Today we are looking at a significant update from one of the most iconic names in the compact crossover segment. Mini has just officially pulled the curtain back on a major technical refresh for the 2026 Countryman E and the dual-motor SE All4. And while it might look familiar on the outside, the changes under the skin are exactly what fans of the brand have been asking for. Since the latest generation of the Countryman debuted, it has been praised for its bold styling and premium interior. But in the rapidly evolving electric vehicle market of 2026, range remains the most critical metric for success. Mini clearly understood this, and their latest announcement details a series of clever engineering tweaks designed to squeeze every possible kilometer out of their largest model. The headline news is that the single-motor Mini Countryman E has finally cracked the psychological barrier of 500 kilometers of range on the WLTP cycle, officially rated at 501 kilometers, which translates to roughly 311 miles. This represents a healthy jump from the previous model, which topped out at around 462 kilometers. But how did they achieve this without simply stuffing a massive heavy battery into the floor? The answer lies in a combination of hardware efficiency, software optimization, and mechanical refinement. At the heart of this upgrade is a brand new silicon carbide inverter. For those who aren't electrical engineers, the inverter is a critical component that manages the flow of electricity between the high-voltage battery and the electric motor. By switching to silicon carbide technology, Mini has significantly reduced energy loss during the conversion process. This means that more of the energy stored in the cells actually makes it to the wheels rather than being wasted as heat. It is a sophisticated piece of power electronics that is becoming the gold standard for high-efficiency EVs in 2026, and seeing it implemented here shows that Mini is leveraging the best of the BMW Group's technological arsenal. Furthermore, the battery itself has seen a slight but meaningful bump in usable capacity. The net capacity has increased to 65.2 kilowatt-hours, up from the previous 64.6. While it sounds like a small change on paper, every fraction of a kilowatt-hour counts when you are trying to maximize efficiency in a vehicle with the upright, boxy silhouette of a Countryman. Speaking of that silhouette, Mini engineers have also spent considerable time in the wind tunnel to ensure the 2026 model is as slippery as possible. Despite its rugged SUV proportions, the updated Countryman E boasts a drag coefficient of just 0.26. This is an impressive feat for a vehicle that prioritizes interior headroom and a commanding road presence. To further aid in this efficiency drive, the engineering team has introduced new front axle wheel bearings that are specifically designed to reduce rolling resistance. When you combine the better aerodynamics, the improved inverter, the slightly larger battery, and the low-friction bearings, you get a vehicle that is not just more capable on paper, but significantly more efficient in real-world driving scenarios. The dual-motor all-wheel drive Countryman SE All4 hasn't been left out of the party either. It sees its range increase to 467 kilometers on the WLTP cycle, up from 432 kilometers previously. This allows drivers to enjoy the added grip and the 308 horsepower of the dual-motor setup without feeling like they are sacrificing too much total distance between charges. The timing of this update is no coincidence. The European and global electric vehicle markets have become incredibly competitive in the last 12 months, with manufacturers like BYD and other established players launching compact electric SUVs with increasingly impressive range figures. By pushing the Countryman E past a 500-kilometer mark, Mini is moving the car from being a stylish urban runabout to a genuine contender for long-distance family road trips. It addresses the primary concern of many potential EV buyers, range anxiety, and places the Countryman in a much stronger position against its rivals from both Europe and Asia. Production of these updated models is scheduled to begin in March 2026, and they will be hitting showroom floors shortly thereafter. Despite the focus on efficiency, the 2026 Countryman E remains a Mini at its core, which means the driving experience hasn't been compromised. The instant torque from the electric motors still provides that signature punchy acceleration, and the chassis has been tuned to maintain the brand's famed go-kart feel as much as possible for a crossover of this size. The SE All4 variant remains the performance king of the lineup, capable of sprinting from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.4 seconds. This performance is paired with the versatility that has made the Countryman a success in the first place, offering up to 1,450 liters of cargo space with the rear seats folded down. It is a vehicle that can handle the weekly grocery run, a trip to the local hardware store, and a cross-country vacation with equal ease. Charging technology also remains competitive for the class. While some of the latest high-end flagship EVs are pushing toward 300 or 400 kilowatt charging speeds, the Mini Countryman E holds steady with a 130 kilowatt DC fast charging capability. This allows for a 10 to 80% charge in just under 30 minutes. While it might not be the fastest peak rate on the market, Mini has focused on the charging curve, ensuring that the vehicle can maintain a high rate of power intake for longer periods, which often results in faster real-world charging sessions than vehicles with higher peak numbers that drop off quickly. For home charging, the standard 11 kilowatt onboard charger is included, with a 22 kilowatt option available for those who have access to more powerful AC wall boxes. Inside the cabin, owners will still find the high-resolution circular OLED display that has become a centerpiece of the modern Mini design language. Powered by the latest operating system 9, the infotainment system is faster and more intuitive than ever, featuring specialized navigation that can plan routes specifically based on charging station availability and real-time range calculations based on the updated hardware. The interior materials continue Mini's commitment to sustainability, utilizing recycled polyester textiles and avoiding traditional leather while still maintaining a premium tactile feel. It is a space that feels distinctly different from the minimalist, often sterile interiors of many modern EVs, retaining a sense of personality and heritage that few brands can match. As we look at the big picture, the 2026 technical update for the Mini Countryman E is a perfect example of how a brand can evolve without losing its identity. By focusing on the details that matter most to electric car owners, range, efficiency, and charging, Mini has ensured that the Countryman remains relevant in a crowded marketplace. They haven't just added a bigger battery and called it a day. They have looked at every aspect of the drivetrain and aerodynamics to create a more refined and capable machine. Whether you are a longtime Mini enthusiast looking to make the switch to electric, or a new buyer looking for a premium compact SUV that stands out from the crowd, the 2026 Countryman E is looking like a more compelling package than ever before. It is a testament to the idea that you don't have to sacrifice style and driving fun to get a practical, long-range electric vehicle. With deliveries starting this spring, the roads are about to get a little more colorful and a lot more efficient.